Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Benjamin Kallenberg. I'm the site creator of consciousazine.com. Now, I was just watching a YouTube video by William Linville, and I'm subscribed to his channel, and a few of his videos I found good enough because they were deep and mystical delirium. He really speaks a lot from a mystical delirium angle, and it's very esoteric and stuff. So I have subscribed to it. So I'm not like dissing him or putting him down, but it's time to set the record straight, because I'm sick of people. It's just annoying, like people can't see what's an indigo, what's a crystal, a rainbow and a rose. They call us indigo children. Well, you're looking at one, and we were purported to come and save the world, and what do you think I'm doing with consciousazine.com? Consciousness is the stream of evolution, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm saving the world there. So that all came about in the 80s apparently. I found that reading. You can see that in bensnotes.weebly.com, in my indigo note. Indigo is your evolution note, and that's the first note in my notes domain. Now, what's an indigo, what's a crystal, what's a rainbow, and a rose? Child. Firstly, you shouldn't call us a child, because the child part doesn't refer to being like a kid. It refers to that I'm an earth child. I am earth. I'm not separated. I don't see myself as separated. The light from earth comes through me. And, as Terence McKenna said, these are not your thoughts. These are the thoughts of the Gaian matrix as these waves mesh and impinge. And you can watch the Time Wave Zero YouTube video for more info on that. So, don't call us indigo children and adults. It sounds so stupid. Now, the whole indigo children thing is because we are Earth. We're children of Earth. Now, what's an indigo? In the id, the notion from Buddhism of the higher self, the id, there's the ego and then there's the id. So from going in the lower ego self, which is like an amalgam of the surface virus and horizontal sort of gathering of information assimilation. And, we can go further into the ego, but this is not that video. So in the id go, indigo is an in the id, or in the higher self going. So you're going in the light body, you've got the Merkaba, light body vehicle, all chakras active, That's what the notion is. Now, a rainbow. So then what's a rainbow, Ben? Well, this is how it all occurs, and this is why I always tell people, an indigo and a crystal and a rainbow and all that, we're not a separate species. And firstly, before we move on, indigos are not a reincarnating group of beings. That was the original theory, that we're a reincarnating group of beings. And you can see it in our faces and stuff too. And who are some indigos? Nikola Tesla, Einstein, Walter Russell, Terence McKenna. You've got many, many greats, probably all of them, because it's in the id going in the higher self. So you can just spurt off a whole list of them. So, where was I up to? Yeah, so an indigo is not separate from a crystal. They're sort of stages of development, really. So there's called the Insentient Ascension. The organic portals, or 2D3 people, are in the bottom 3 chakras. So the Insentient Ascension begins in the heart, the higher heart, the chakra, and you move up through the chakras. So what happens? What's this whole deal about rainbow children and indigo children and crystal children? Well, I've found it all out. It all came together, so aren't we lucky? Because I haven't heard anyone else say this. So yes, we are lucky to have me saying this, because I haven't seen anybody else say actually how it is. So I'll tell you. You have the Insentient Ascension through Earth Heart, they call it, or Hearth. I think some lady wrote a book on that even. Anyway, I say you have the Insentient Ascension through the Earth Heart to the stars. That's just how I say it. Now, The Insentient Ascension is into the upper triangle in the Merkaba light body vehicle. And the 2D, 3D people, the organic portals, are only in the lower chakras, and that's why they're all about satisfaction and they love their sport, and there's no crystal room. So let's get to what a crystal, you might already be guessing after I said that, and what a rainbow is. Don't call us child and adult, because it just sounds, ugh, you don't even know what you're talking about. So there's a lot of new age airheads, as I call them, out there, and they're putting it forth now. I know that sounds a bit harsh, and yeah, it is a bit harsh, but I'm harsh because I've been taught harshly by the mudray, or the earth. And, you know, truth hurts. often, anyway. So a crystal, no, let's go in order. So you got the indigo, the insentient ascension, in the id, go, the higher self. And then I found out, you know, the Taoists call this the crystal room, the upper Dan Gen, or upper Tan Chen. There are 3 major centers. The gut, yeah, you weren't just feeling with your stomach. It's the chakra. It's like a little mind. I call it the light body, the soul mind. Now, so mind is not equal to brain either. So the lower Dan Gen, the middle Dan Gen, or the heart, and then the upper Dan Gen, which is the crystal room, or you can see in the diagram of the Egyptians, the Eye of Horus. It's just that whole room there. It's called the crystal room. So it's not just the pineal or the third eye chakra. You can see how the chakras, the bottom 3 chakras make up that one, and then you've got the heart, and then the throat, and it makes 3 centers, and that's from Taoism. That's how I figured this all out too. Everything came together for this. Then from Riser, the Gold Ring Game of Enlightenment Abundance, he always used to say, when the brain hemispheres sync, you get a rainbow bridge, a magnetically suspended bridge between brain hemispheres, and it's the rainbow bridge between worlds. What do I mean between worlds? Well, it is said that the indigos walk between worlds, and yes, we do. We walk on the edge of madness sometimes. You know, we're really true shamans. And so now you can see it all coming together. You have the insentient ascension. You're an indigo. If you always check inside, you're not just checking for information and what the herd of sheep will say. You check yourself. You check your intuition. That's an indigo. So if you keep evolving that process, what happens is you get a very clear eye, crystal clear. Get it? So the crystal room, that's a crystal child, one who can see, and we're talking from the heart intuitively and all that. Okay, it all comes together. Because, you know, you're not just there. That means that the other 2 centers are working too, right? So there's your crystal child. But see, it sounds a bit silly, because the whole child thing just means like a child of Earth, rather than all these other people who seem to think that they're separated from Earth. So yeah, now you can see it coming together. So and then there's a rainbow, and you become a rainbow child. See how it just starts to sound stupid. So the rainbow is a rainbow child is one who has the active synced hemispheres, the rainbow bridge between brain hemispheres. It's a magnetically suspended rainbow bridge. So thank God for Riser who told me that, and I went, oh, that's, now I get it all. And see, this all came together for me. Now, what's a rose child? Because I haven't heard that before, apart from William Linville's video just before, and then I figured it out, snapped in straight away while I was walking back to here. I went out and actually grounded. I watered the garden for a second, and I came back, and you know, the earth told me, because I was barefoot, barefooting. And so the earth light, it came and it fluxed in and went, oh, rose child, I get it now, because I hadn't heard that before. What happens is you get a rose on your head, and this is like a full connection, and you can get cosmic rays. There's lots of pictures I can show you. If you actually go into my indigo note on bensnotes.weebly.com, you'll see a picture, and it has like this thing on top of the head, and it's the best like accurate sort of chakra picture and stuff that I've seen. You know, the 7 main chakras, and So you get a rose on your head and you're buzzing there in the crown. So this is a rose child, and a lot of girls will have this just because the female energy is like that. At this time, at the end of the phallic order, most males, what phallic order? Well, the Piscean age, it said we're going to the age of Aquarius, which is more love and free love and stuff. And the phallic order, or the male masculine order, you can see is on Earth. Well, women don't even get paid as much, and etc. And there's this whole return of the divine feminine along with the age of Aquarius. So yeah, so women you'll see them be more of a rose more often, or rose child, because just how their nature is, and the males have really trekked away from a balanced state. They've gone really egocentric. Even I was like this a lot more, and and the thing that happens is called the divine marriage, and I call it the actual twin flame, because a twin flame is this talk about that you have a twin soul when a male and a female come together, rah, rah, rah. I don't think that's it at all. I think a twin flame is the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy in you, or your light body, coming together. So that's the divine marriage, or the twin flame marriage. And it's coincidentia oppositorum state. What that means is that both opposites come together, and they meld together, yet somehow they're still fully each expressed as their own thing. They've come together into one new thing, yet they're still fully expressed. So it's called a coincidentia oppositorum, and they're happening, there's lots of that going on at the end of history now, as we're trekking into maximum novelty domain post-eschaton 2012. So yeah, that's a rose. Like, they'll be sitting up there, and you'll feel that energy of, it's a rose, it's like a rose, and they'll be circling in there, and the crown has a lot to do with joy. So you'll see them like like really happy, and like I have that some days, just not all the time, because I'm doing a lot of studying on this toxic computer here. By the way, you should sit away from your computer. It's so toxic. I'm having trouble even typing on it now. You can get grounded mouse pads, and you can even get a grounded bed sheet, by the way. And what's grounding? It's the process of fully reconnecting to Earth, and barefoot and the negative electron flow reinitializing itself, or the anions, not the cations, ions. These are the two different ion states, and a cation has more positron than electron, and a anion, which is what we're doing when we're grounding, we're reanionizing, has more electron than positron. So look that up under ion on Wikipedia, simple. So I hope I brought this all together for you guys. I'll do a whole video on indigos, I think, one time, because I think Adam and Eve, possibly this whole cycle or creode or epoch of history, I suspect started when the first indigos came, or at the very least the first noted indigos, but I suspect they were the actual first indigos. Before that, we were sort of like collective unconscious creation. Remember, I said indigos are collective conscious creation. So the darkness knows itself to have all thoughts away from the flow and the stream, the universal river of light. So the first indigos came, and you can tell they were outcast from the Garden of Eden. Well, I don't think it was a Garden of Eden. I think it was a civilization that they were outcast from, and this has happened to me. I've been outcast too. Well, I'm being brought back in now because people are happy to finally wake up and listen. And the first indigos, no doubt, they were system-busting rebels too. And it was the beginning of the period of history, I suspect. So I always say that Adam and Eve were the first indigos. So it's no wonder they made a prominent appearance in the Bible. So I hope I've brought this all together for you, because this has come together for me over many, many years and many videos, much research, and it seems to be my path to explain this to people, because here we are. I mean, I don't want to, you know, sound special or something, but here we are. And so yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And so yeah, this whole thing with the rose thing, you'll see their energy. Just look out for it with the rose energy. Look into the note indigos if you want more information. And so I thought I've got to make this video. This is so much like not confusion, but I haven't amalgamated it all together so you can really understand it, you know. Oh, you can understand it, can you? Oh yeah, we're empaths and stuff. Yes. And that's why I give all my work for free. Of course I'm compassionate and empathic. The only reason I'm taking this tone is because I'm annoyed. So, and yes, I've been diagnosed with ADHD when I was younger and all of that. You know, they say the indigos are the ones with ADHD and all this stuff. And so, yeah, I hope I've connected it all up for you. And so next time you're watching one of those specific videos on indigos or on crystals, and they're saying their traits and attributes, now you know, that's all fine. I'm not dismissing it, but I've just brought it all together for you so you can understand. So you're an indigo, you go in the id-go or light body, and you'll become crystal clear in the crystal room, the upper danjan or tanchen, whatever you want to call it. And then you'll get the rainbow bridge magnetically suspended between brain hemispheres. Now I can do this every time I meditate. If I don't meditate for, I don't know, a month, I'll start to become the surfaced. I'll start to become my ego and become my body. So it's imperative that indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children, rose children meditate. Make sure you meditate, guys, at least like, I don't know, once a week. It has to be once a week, you know, and go out and ground on the earth. Sit barefoot, sit with your tailbone and your coccyx and your perineum and, what's the other one? Perineum and sacrum, facing the ground, on the ground, and, you know, clear out. Get the surface thoughts of your, you know, nervous system and neuronet off you. See, these are the thoughts that are from horizontal, from, you know, the populace and the society and the brainwash and the doublethink and all of that. You know, that's the horizontal. So an indigo is vertical, so they are a spiritual person because they are vertical in their own light column. Instead of being horizontal, made up of other people's thoughts, we're spiritually vertical, and that's why we have great intuition and crystal sight and etc. So I'm Benjamin Kaumberg from consciousazine.com. I'm also a Maitreyu Christ. If all this wasn't good enough, if this wasn't enough, I'm also a Maitreyu Christ, which is apparently some sort of Hindu philosophy where there are different carnation energetics of Christ energy. And I always call Christ energy first crack consciousness. You know, I didn't know why, it just came to me and I went, oh, why do I call it that? Well, it's the light body is like the first crack, actually you present. See, surface people or organic portals, they're not present yet. They're made up of others. They're horizontal. They are still reactatory universe, cycle 1, pre-2012. What the indigos, the roses, the rah-rah-rah, the crystals, the rainbows, we are all post-eschatonal people, and the post-eschatonal people, you know, and we're transversing to be cosmic ecstaticus. We're transversing from Homo sapien and the Homo sapien body. I call it Homo sapien, not sapien, because look, we're raping the planet. We've killed half of the vertebrate animals in the last 2 human generations, so I think my name is apt to call it Homo sapiens. So we're transversing from Homo sapien to Homo cosmic ecstaticus, as Walter Russell put it. So I hope I've brought this all together in a nice, neat 20 minutes. Beautiful. So I'm a Jesus type character. See, you heard about the return of Jesus Christ. Well, where is he? He didn't come, did he, Mr. Bible? Or the ecclesiastici, the clergy of the church. Where is he? I don't see him. That's right, because no man was returning. The energy of Christ was returning. Now, it just so happens that he epitomized it, you know, Jesus Christ epitomized. He was really the epitome of all this, you know. And I would have liked to have been his friend. And anything else to add? So, not really. So I hope I brought this all together for you, and yeah, I'm Benjamin Cowenberg from consciousazine.com. You can access bensnotes.weebly.com from consciousazine too. It's like the main tree website, and all the other subdomain websites are branches off the main tree website, consciousazine. So enjoy all the free information that I put forth, and I don't believe in copyright because, as Terence McKenna said, these are not your thoughts, these are the thoughts that exist. Notice how people have similar thoughts all the time? Think about it. That's what an indigo would do.